Good morning, traders. Are you guys ready to get right back into the trading action? I'm excited to keep going at it in the small account challenge. Lost a little bit yesterday, but a lot of that was a learning lesson. We'll talk about it today. Hit the like button. Let's get it started. Live trading with Benzinga.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
All right, team, how we doing out there? It's good to see you guys out there. Let's go ahead. Let's bring on Zunaid today, and we will be missing Lord Ryan today. We'll let you guys know he's traveling over to the headquarters right now. So smash the like button. Let's keep it going. We'll take a look at what else is moving in the market. Of course, I can go over stocks that I'm looking at. First thing I want to do today is just talk about yesterday's trade. So let's talk a little bit about that. Yesterday's trade, I did get out there for a small loss, about $4.52 there. And it was, a battle, right? I mean, I can show you guys the trade here. When it was starting to come down there, of course, I mean, I could have maybe held there towards my original risk, and that would have maybe got me my reward. But like always, it's a little bit of a learning lesson, right? Sometimes you're going to get it right. Sometimes you're going to get it wrong. In this case, I stopped out a little bit earlier than where I was intending to have my original stop. And as the stock came back through, I didn't take the shot to get out on the break even. It went really quickly. I was doing a little bit of some work in the background, looking at emails while I was keeping an eye on it. And it went really quickly back down towards 3 really quickly. By the time I was already kind of selecting the order, it was already going towards the 280s. So I got out there at the 83s, took a little bit of a hit, but original risk was what? 269. And if I would have held to that, I would have maybe got out on this 378 pop right after that, right? And that's how it can be sometimes. So it's just a learning lesson. We'll try to stick to our planned approach. That's what it's really all about. We'll find out how this can keep pushing forward. And if we can get to the next level and keep pushing forward, we're only lost about $4. So this is nothing, right? Let's keep pushing. We'll see what we get into today. Of course, you guys can take a look at some stocks today. Overall, S&P 500 right now seems like it's trying to just hang in there. Yesterday, we definitely got a decline. I think we could get more decline, right? AMD down today. This could bounce back, and it's already bouncing back a little bit. But I'm going to keep watch to see if AMD wants to bounce. If AMD wants to go lower, I'm definitely going to be looking for shorts on NVIDIA. So I know that a lot of people are probably taking a look at this. I was watching this yesterday, was thinking about shorting off the VWAP. That would have been a really nice short there. That's all the way up here towards the 284.10s. We'll see what happens in NVIDIA today. If it comes down, that's going to be one. That's going to be my top watch. Another one that I keep an eye out for, of course, is the oil trade starting to really come down. I'm going to look for a little bit of a bounce because I think that's already down too much here for me to go after it. But after we get a nice bounce, I will be looking for potentially shorting ExxonMobil, shorting maybe Oxy. Who knows? But we'll be looking at the oil names. Smash the like, team. That's going to do it, at least for my chart outlook. I can take a look at some other stocks. You guys, I'm not feeling the best today, just to give you guys a heads up. So I'm trying to do my best to hang in there, and I will definitely stick around on the day, but just going to be focusing to see what happens. And when's AMD's CEO interview on CNBC? It's starting right now. So pay attention to AMD. You could see that lift. Lisa Su is expected to be speaking with Kramer right now at 9:15. We'll see how the stock reacts, or if we get some headlines from Advanced Micro Devices. All right, that's going to be it for me here. I'm going to kick it to Zunaid. And, of course, you guys throw up some stocks that you guys are checking out today so that we can check them out and see what we see on the charts. Kicking it to you, Zunaid.
All right, appreciate it. So let's go ahead and check out a couple of things on what we're looking at on the radar. Of course, we've got the FOMC stuff going down later today at 2 o'clock and then at 2:30 as well. So kind of keep in mind, it could be a very slow and choppy day till we go ahead and kind of kick things off. But just look how well the $100 level went ahead and kind of held. Where is it? Right about here. On on Disney, right? So it went below, came right back up, and then kind of just stayed, couldn't really break it once again and give you a nice little dollar move, at least to the upside. So something to keep in mind for me is going to be Disney, and see if we can get a crack below 100 and how it wants to behave, especially after the minutes come out at 2 o'clock or so, and then the conversations and all that good stuff as well at 2:30. So keep an eye on Disney, $100 range right over there. I want to take a look at Uber here in a second as well, but Apple, you've got the low of day. Pretty much what I plan on doing, you'll kind of hear me say this throughout the stocks that I'm going through, is kind of keeping an eye on the high and low of yesterday, right? And then see how we can go ahead and break to the upside or to the downside, whichever direction it goes in. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to go ahead and play, but you've also got, I believe, Apple reports tomorrow. So it's definitely going to be a fun and volatile week for us to go ahead and try to execute on some trades. But anyway, nonetheless, keeping an eye on, on Apple to the upside, about 170 break to the upside, and about 167.50 break to the downside there as well. Keeping an eye on Uber, as you can see how many times we've tried to break this 36.63 level. Let's go ahead and kind of put that right around here. There we go. See if we can make this a nice, pretty straight drawing right about there. Have had some issues clearing that, right? So currently we're about 20 cents, 30 cents below. If we can go ahead and pop above that, maybe we can see some upside movement. Go ahead and set an alert right there. Save. Who doesn't love all my alerts? I know everybody loves it. But we're going to set an alert there to the upside. If we can get a break on Uber, something to keep an eye on. On SPY, you had, what was it, a 408 level that went ahead and held approximately 407.82, as you can see from the bottom. Then you got a nice little move to the upside. Keep an eye on that 412, because that's beginning to be a resistance area. You can see yesterday it was resistance, couldn't even try to test it. And then, of course, in pre-market, you can see we're having some issues getting over that 412.25 area. So keep an eye on that. If we do go ahead and break, I want to see if we can go ahead and hold 410. If we don't hold 410, then maybe we can get some downside movement. But again, calm your broken record. We've got the FOMC coming up later today. It could be a bit of a chop city until we kind of get the information that we are all looking for. Meta had a nice little pop, and then it just dropped all the way yesterday. And then we had a low in the after hours, or excuse me, in the pre-market about 238 or so. So keep an eye on that. And something that's really cool about Moomoo that I'm still getting used to it. So you can see I've got, $500 just like the rest of the gang. This isn't paper money or anything like that. This is a solid 5 Benjamins for the small challenge that we're going to do, which I'll probably go ahead and, take some options I've already applied for. Matter of fact, I think I might have already gotten approved. So they've already helped me out on that side of things. So I'll take some options trades here. Possibly swing ER or something like that, kind of like a run-up situation. I'll let y'all know if I do trade it. What I'll try to do is only make trades while I'm on the show, at least opening, and then I'll tell y'all what I'm looking for in terms of closing. That way you know what's what. But anyway, there's the $500 that we've got there. And then taking a look at, you can see which double bottom. This is something I'm going to check out, because I'm going to trade on. We're going to go back to TradingView here in a second, but I'm going to keep an eye on this and see how helpful this ends up being for me. But this market hotspot, once the market opens, we'll see which sector is kind of hot, which sector is not. So if we want to go long, short, we kind of know which way we want to go ahead and go. But at the moment, you can see pre-market, though, we've got these hot stocks. Some of them are popping as high as 100% or so. And then we'll go ahead and see Meta's kind of been hot in terms of which stocks have already traded quite a bit here in the pre-market. So we'll keep an eye on this. This will kind of help us gauge which stocks to keep an eye on and which stocks we want to go ahead and fade and take to the upside as well. But let me go back to my watch list here. If there are any other tickers that y'all want me to take a look at, let me know. What I'll go ahead and do is do this. You can see my lovely face for a second, and then we'll come back here. All right, and then we'll go ahead and share this. What's up? There we go. See, I've got my levels drawn here on the SPY as well. So again, 408, yesterday's low. We've got about that 411.75 looking to be resistance. The reason I have this drawn is because I wanted to fade this move yesterday and get it back to VWAP, which we were able to successfully do on that. Someone said, keep an eye on Netflix for sympathy play. Grateful to God. Let me know what you are speaking in terms of sympathy play. Sympathy to what? I haven't exactly. I went for a little hot girl walk this morning. Haven't had a chance to check the news as I would typically like. But what I can see here is that you've got resistance level at 320.25 on Netflix, and you've got support here as well at approximately 316. So a bit of a $4 range for me. Go ahead and set some alerts here. Go ahead and set an alert right there as well. Let me go ahead and mute my alerts here so no one yells at me. There we go. There's that. Disney. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah, on Disney, did we have news today, though? Was there any news today, or are you just saying in general in sympathy, by the way? Let us know. But on Uber, I think I went over Uber, but in case I didn't, or in case you missed it, you've got the level here of 36.62. Something to go ahead and keep an eye on. If you're trying to make it move to the upside, go ahead and set an alert here as well. And if you are looking for a downside move, I think if you get a break of 36, you can get a nice little fade to the downside here as well. You can see it kind of held the support once, twice, 3 times here in pre-market as well. Appreciate you, grateful for that insight there. All right, let's see what other tickers y'all wanted to go ahead and talk about. Let me make sure I got through all of my lists here, though. 160 used to be a level that I kind of kept an eye on. You can see once, but obviously we kind of flirted with it. Right now, it is holding that 160 level on the pre-market side of things. We'll see how that kind of plays out. Disney, we've already talked about the $100 level. You can see how well that one went ahead and maintained the support on that side of things. We'll see how that plays out as well. Is Mullen finally back? Come on, just for kicks and giggles. Sure, I'll take a look at it. It's under 10 cents. I would say no. Let's take a look at AMD. All right, we kind of know where our pre-market support is. Doesn't really get easier than this. Identify it. There you go. 82.67 is your pre-market support. So if you're looking for a bounce play, which maybe I want to here. Let me see. Is my trade station already linked up? Yeah, we are. Okay. Maybe. Just maybe I'm okay kind of flirting with this idea of trying to purchase it around the 82.76. Matter of fact, let's see if we can get a little bit lower. We'll go 82.70s. See if we can go ahead and get a play for it. We'll risk. Well, maybe we'll have it be a quick trade. We'll risk $30 because why not? And we'll see if we can go to get a touch of 82.70s. If we can get it filled, cool. And then we'll try to sell some right at 83.26, which is going to be right below BWAP. So just a quick little play is all I am perfectly looking for here on this side of things on AMD. If we go a little bit further out, though, let's see what we do see. You're obviously in a downtrend, right? So you can easily just go ahead and kind of see that here. You're obviously in a downtrend. Let's see if we can kind of break it in pre-market. You had a little bit of action. Excuse me, that was pre-market or is it after hours? I can't quite tell. I'll go back and check that one. But you're obviously in a downtrend. You wanted to go ahead and break. Taking a look at the SPY yesterday, you were in a downtrend for quite a bit. And then once we finally went ahead and broke it, we had a nice little move to the upside. We got about half the losses back, but nothing too crazy at all. So that's an interesting question. Why do I use hollow candles? Hollow means that this, like how my green isn't filled. Is that correct? I believe that's what that means, where my green isn't filled. I don't know if that's
correct.
Okay. I had it both ways before. It's interesting. I had it to where the red, and this is crazy, but I had it to where the red I didn't even want to be filled because usually I'll go long or short, right? I'll trade both sides. And psychologically, if I see blood, if I see red, and if I'm long, it kind of messes with my mental, if you will. I will, if you've watched the show for quite some time, I will kind of change things up. So I will kind of be like, hey, you know what? I want my candles to be a little bit better. I want my background to be a little bit better. I want my, so sometimes I'll just kind of mess around and say, hey, I want this to be yellow or whatever, like orange, doesn't matter. So I will kind of mess around with it. I don't know what I just did. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel it, but I'll play around with it because I like a new look every single time. It kind of feels like just a new adventure, if you will. But yeah, it's nothing.
Video already getting hit hard here.
Too
sorry
no,
to
you're
interrupt,
good.
but yeah, something's happening. It's already getting hit.
Well, so you're down about. Okay, let me kind of fix that here. What is that, about $1? So maybe that's because of the AMD conversation that might be happening on CNBC. So I mean, plenty of movement still left on that one. On NVIDIA. Let's see if there's any other tickers in the chat. CDLX. Let's go ahead and see what's happening here. We're looking to break yesterday's high, which is approximately, what is that, about 861. And then, of course, after that, you've got session highs from a few days ago at 886. So that's what I'm currently seeing. You want to talk about support, that $8, you've got the best opportunity to go ahead and find some support there. So you can see you had resistance, popped up, held a support, held a support, held a support, held a support. So How many times does it need to knock before it can go ahead and break? So if you're looking to go ahead and get short, if you're looking to grab some shares, wait for that break of 8, in my opinion. And then you can kind of maybe grab it on the retest of that 8 on that side of things. Qualcomm, do I have any thoughts? I do not. I haven't played earnings in over a year in terms of gambled on them. But we can just kind of take a look at the chart. Let's go to the 4-hour, if you will. Obviously in a downtrend, right? It's not a surprise. A lot of stocks are. But yeah, besides that, I don't really have thoughts in terms of where I think it's going to go or anything like that whatsoever. I think you got to go ahead and see a pop above 117.63. But with earnings coming up, you may have to wait. Support clearly to me is at this 112 level, right? So you can kind of see held a little bit of support about $1 or so above, obviously held support there as well. And right here as well. So I'd say 112 is something to keep an eye on. But again, nothing really crazy that I would go ahead and trade pre-market or pre-earnings, I should say, on that side of things. And yes, Roberta, you are absolutely correct. You do not need to go ahead and trade every single day. Believe it or not, cash is a position. So feel free to do what you believe is best with your hard-earned money on that side of things. Let's see if there's any other tickers that we want to talk about in the chat. Let me go ahead and fix something here. I think I did something that I don't like doing. What did I do? I think I got to get my volume back somehow because we need our volume. How can we not have our volume? There's the volume back. Speaking of volume, let's go ahead and take a look at the SPY here, right? So if we go ahead and take a look at, you got a bit of a hammer here. Got volume pop, so that kind of helps you. Obviously, this is hindsight. Let me not pretend like it is. But these are the things that I like to do is like, hey, where did the trend change? How was the volume and different things like that? It kind of helps me keep an eye on things as well. So I typically like to go ahead and trade off of the 15-minute. You can see just how strong of a candle this was. You had a volume pop as well on that. So it obviously reversed into the upside. But just some things to keep in mind. It's not always going to be 100% or anything like that. But these are the things that I like to look at afterwards. Yes, it's hindsight. Yes, it doesn't make me any money, but it kind of gives me an idea of, hey, this happened last time. Let me go ahead and see how things play out if I see that exact same candle, if I see those exact same volume patterns as well. Let's take a look at WYN. And we've got about less than 2 minutes left to go here till the opening bell. Win. Not much that I really like on this chart here, at least not in the 15-minute. Besides, you've got that 112.65 area. That's, again, resistance, support. Now you can go ahead and see what will happen there if we go ahead and break it. But that's about the only thing that I have on this stock is if you get a break of about 212.50, let's just call it, you can maybe go ahead and get an additional 15-cent move to the downside of things. Taking a look at the futures, you can see how we got to the 4150. So this is the micro E-mini S&P 500 index futures. It's the MES, in case anyone else is wondering that. It's the MES, and you can see how we rejected the 4150 right there. So 4150, touched it, rejected it for 10 points. Now we're trying to close above BWAP as we've got less than 10 seconds left to go, I believe, till the market opens. So good luck, and here we go. Take a look at the SPY is what I'm going to be focused on, and also Uber as well. And speaking of Uber, we've got the alert. So let's see what's going on there. We got the pop above on Uber. Let's see if the pop sustains itself or not. And I've got my Moomoo alert letting me know that my Uber alert has been met. I believe we had something on AMD as well. Let's see if it does go ahead and test our buys at 82.70s and test that or not. Coming here on the 1-minute chart. Part of me wants to see if we can go ahead and grab some shares here on Uber. And then we'll see if we can grab some more here as well. So I've got fills ready to go on Uber at 36.54, 36.64. I'll probably risk about $100 or so on the trade itself. Wait for it to come in. I do not want to go ahead and chase it all the way up there. Put a double box. There's Uber and AMD.
Tesla, nice up move out the gates.
Let's see. Till we get filled, I can go ahead and play with something else here. Yeah, Tesla, nice little move to the upside, breaking pre-market highs. VWAP being held on Uber. No fill yet at the 36.64. Come on down. Come on down. Part of me wants to grab 50 shares just for the heck of it. Part of me now wishes I did. GDX. Let's see what GDX is. Sounds like gold stuff. Yep, it is gold. Okay. You've got a bit of resistance at 3480s, and you've got support at 3440s. Not a ticker that I trade often. Pop above 101 on Disney.
Tesla pulling back to VWAP.
AMD with a nice move there. I'm going to go ahead and cancel my trade since that idea did not go ahead and get us filled.
Apple pushing higher. APM halt. Yep. That halted there. Nice little support held around the 620 area. Where did we go to? 615s. So I'll show you guys that in a second here. APM. See it in the morning. It went right towards the support, right underneath there towards the 620s. Bounced right back up there towards 8. We'll see when it reopens there. There's a couple of other ones that also were moving this morning. One that I was going to keep an eye on, IMGN. IMGN pulling back here. Doesn't look too bad off the 1050s here as it just bounced off of kind of the 1025. But this has already made a huge jump, right? I mean, look at this jump. Of course, this was phase 3 data that was released.
You've got
Sorry, back
Uber.
up there. What you got?
You've got Uber here. Let me go ahead and switch it out.
Oops.
You've got Uber that went ahead and just continuously touches VWAP, but hasn't given us our fill at our 3664s and 3654s. Kind of want to go ahead and grab some up there. Kind of, yeah, look, we were waiting for the AMD dip buy as well, but unfortunately it only hit 83s and never really hit 8267s, which is where we kind of had our buys ready to go. Here's Uber one more time, trying to test it. A part of me wants to go ahead and grab it. Let's see if all right. Oh, are you going to come down here? You know what? Let's just get 50 just so we have something. And then we'll see if we can go ahead and get filled here at our 3654s or not. Currently below VWAP. So, of course, as soon as we go ahead and buy it, it says, hello. I'm going to go down.
IMGN already towards 1090s there. 1050 seemed like a good spot, but I never grabbed it. So I'm a little slow today and just not feeling the best. So I'm going to take it easy. SMCI has been looking good here. Yes, I had earnings. Did that keep going? Yeah, nice little push up there on super micro computers. Nice little push.
All right, just got filled an additional 100 shares. Excuse me, yeah, 100 shares thus far. We've got 50 remaining, and there's the 50. So now we have 200 shares, possibly going to go ahead and grab another 150 to make it 350 total on ticker UBER. Stop loss for me most likely will be about 3640s, 3635s or so. Nice move on top. Yeah, no, you want to talk about a nice move. It's what it had in the past. All right, cool. Now we're in with 350 shares at an average price of 36.62. Stop loss for me is probably going to be about 36.65. My apologies there. Looking to go ahead and sell at about 36.89s or so. Currently testing VWAP. We are up approximately 12 cents on the play. But you got to go ahead and get above VWAP and see if we can crack up and try to test the 37s, which would then go ahead and process our limit orders.
Apple pushing higher here, team. That could push the market up. Market's coming down a little bit. Tesla, nice little VWAP bounce there. It went higher now towards 162. Seeing NVIDIA reject the VWAP a little bit here. Taking a look at AMD. AMD did get a little bit of a bounce there towards 84.75. Look to see if NVIDIA goes lower.
I went in and took a short, just 100 shares on Apple here. Average price, I believe, of about what is my average price here? 170.36. You can see you have some resistance on this side of things for the past 2 days. If it pops above, cool, that's on me. But just looking to get a cute little $40 if I can on that trade. You've got Uber coming up. We're short Apple as well.
I got a little bit of NVIDIA there, short just to start there, 278. This is a swing trade style trade. So going to see what happens there on NVIDIA. This is also not in the small account, right? We'll see what happens there. NVIDIA now coming down there, just grabbed a little bit at 278.04s. Want to add maybe like 278.50s, hold off 279.
Here we go. Uber marching all its way up to the 36.85s. Need about 4 more cents. Can I go ahead and get it? Don't do it to me. Don't do it to me. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and close it just in case. There we go. Got the fill that we wanted. It looks like we got it at 36.87 was our fill on that side of things. So we're good. Made money on that. 37 is being met. Now we got to focus in on this Apple trade and see if we want to go ahead and cut it or not. Let's go ahead and see what's happening with the market itself. You've got the market that's not been able to get over the 411.75. So I'm going to go ahead and hold on to it. Maybe the market wants to go ahead and test the previous close at approximately 410.84. We come back to our Apple short. We are up $1. We can go ahead and afford 3 juicy fruits because with taxes, it'll be $1. SNTG. Was that the one that went ahead and got halted? Let's see.
All right, we'll see what happens. Definitely got NVIDIA right back down there to the 277.75. So that's looking good there for me. NVIDIA going lower here now, 277.35. So looking really good on the swing trade. Was able to add on that move here. So going to be able to take some profit here into the move right now. Let's see if we can break 277s here.
I went ahead and moved my limit order on the Apple trade to 170.04. What's up? I'll put yours on.
Just took some profit there in NVIDIA there as it broke the 277 mark, now down to 276.65. You guys know this was my top play of the day to watch. Now I'm going after it. Like always, you guys can check out Moomoo if you guys are interested. Definitely check it out. And right now we do have a competition that's going on. It's a paper trading competition, but the first place prize is 1,500 in cash coupons. And all participants receive 1 month of Benzinga Pro for free. So definitely hit the link. I'm going to drop it in the chat. Let's keep it going. You guys can also, of course, scan the QR code in the top right corner. Let's keep moving. Not a bad trade there in NVIDIA. This is more swing style. So now that I'm able to take some profit, I can be break even on the rest. 278.28 and look to see if this keeps dropping. Kicking it to you.
All right. We've got Disney. Hasn't really tested the $100 at all. You've got AMD that's coming down just a bit. Made new highs past 85, coming back down, currently trading at 83.58. So let's see what's going on with our SPY trade. Coming right back up to go ahead and knock on the door of 411.75, which means Apple's going to come right back up as well. We were up about $10, but again, we're looking for at least 33. Just a fun little scalp play. And matter of fact, what I'm going to go ahead and do is just kind of have this one right there. So I'll risk $20 and make 33 bucks. If it happens, great. If it doesn't, whoop-de-doo. Let's see. TSM.
AMD right back below VWAP.
TSM, you're facing a bit of resistance here at the $83 level, a level that we've identified in the past. You've also got the previous close there of 82.96, currently coming back down. 82.60 is your low, I believe. Excuse me, 82.50 is your low on that one.
StockS starting to get a little lift there. Going to look to maybe take a trade on StockS today. We'll see what happens.
No surprise that the 105 went ahead and held at Google. You can go ahead and see that pre-market, excuse me, after hours level yesterday. And obviously went ahead and held one more time here. Can it go ahead and finally get above that 106? You had support, broke down, resistance, couldn't even go ahead and test it. Now what is it going to do? Focusing back in on our Apple trade, we are coming back down, but we need to get to the 170s. If we can get to 170s, we'll go ahead and be 2 for 2 on the day itself.
Looking at StockS, it's already at 2066. I like it here, but I need a little pullback. SQQQs were also at the bottom, so that one's also a possibility here. Nice little pullback in the SQQQs from yesterday's action.
Come on, Apple, just knock on the door of 170. It's okay. Nothing really happening here on Meta. You've got pre-market highs that were tested and then came right back down.
SQQQ's moving up here. It looks good there for me. Just taking a look at it.
Netflix looking across a 320 to the upside. We've got about 4 minutes left on this 5-minute candle. Let's see if we go ahead and break through and stay above, or if we just come right back down. So 2 stocks that I'm keeping an eye on now. One is a trade that I'm already in Apple, and the other one's going to be on this Netflix. And you've also got VWAP. So yeah, look, come on down and test it. There we go. Come on down. Knock, knock, 170. Who's there? Profits. Let's go. Come on. Come on. We got grocery shopping to do later on.
I'm looking at the SQQQs here. They look good there, but I don't know if I want to double dip. NVIDIA is already working really well for me, down to 276 here. So if it breaks 276, keeps going, I might just take profits, right? I mean, this is leaking pretty fast here, but we're already back down to prior resistance. I'm going to take a look at that. Pack B giving me an alert. That doesn't look good there. This actually is a little pop there. Pack B giving me alert there. I know that you guys probably don't follow this stock, but nice little daily chart going higher through the 12. We'll see if this can keep pushing. Just push through 12. I'd look for pullbacks to around the 1150s. I'm looking towards the 1160s, but Pack B, Pacific Biosciences getting a lift. Pack B. I like the SQQQs, but not taking it right now. And try not to my best not to take too many trades today, just because I'm not in the best kind of condition. So you got to know when we're in the right spot and when we're not. That could be, there you go. Pacific Biosciences getting a little bit of a lift through the 12. I like the daily chart on this one. Daily chart looks like it wants to keep going, get back there towards that 14. Next spot through here could be up there towards 1230s, 1240s, and then 1250s in play. And then that bigger high, that 1420 over here. We'll see what happens.
Still waiting on the Apple for me to go ahead and test VWAP so we can have our limits taken. And you've got Netflix popping to the upside, looking to pop above 321. 5-minute candle has not quite closed just yet. What we'll do is if this candle, which is also going to be the 15-minute candle, if this closes above, I could be interested. I'll probably trade it off the 5. I could be interested in grabbing some around 320.50s with a stop loss of about $1 or so below.
Well, at least NVIDIA doing well for me here. I'll take a look at it. INAB. That one's a nice little move above the $2. I think we were looking at this one a little while back. I think you did mention it, and I see it getting back above the $2. We'll see if it gets through the 225 spot. So it's making its way to the 250. It did retrace about 100% of its move, went back down to the 140 area, 130 area. Now starting to come back through 212 to 218s. 225 next spot to watch there. Stocks S still looking good there. I'm not going to be able to get it here because it just didn't pull back to the VWAP, but 2055s doesn't look too bad if I get that pullback.
All right, Apple popping right back up to the 170.50s. If it goes to 170.57, I will go ahead and get myself out on this one.
Microsoft going lower here. Just want to note that. I think it's like Google going higher at least. So a little bit of a mixed signal from the bigger boys today. Apple pushing, Tesla pushing, Microsoft down, Google just slightly up. Services PMI in 1 minute, says Walter. Keep an eye on it. Monster bounce in SNTG. That was the one that my man Ryan Faloona crushed it, and he probably would have crushed that 4 move today. At least I'll give him a shout out for it. Nice little move through that 4. And I liked how it pulled back there, recollected. Now starting to push here. We'll see if it gets to the 5. Daily chart to look at. Let's take a look at the hourly. Where does the resistance come into play? I think next spot, 540s, 546. We'll see if we can get there today.
All right, so we can grab 50 shares on Netflix at about 320.43s. Come on, can you get a nice little retest, please? All right, just got stopped out. There we go. There you go. Stopped out on my Apple short. That one's gone to the upside, breaking highs of not just pre-market, but breaking yesterday's high as well. Now we have no stocks in play, just waiting for Netflix to fill us at 320.43s. What happened at GFAI? I'm not sure. I don't know. Not familiar with the stock.
A little part of me wants to play success, but it's a little dangerous today, right? I mean, you are going to get Apple's earnings tomorrow, and that can turn things around on a trade like success. So it's hard for me to hold off here. I was even thinking about taking it right now with the Moomoo account. I even had the order ready there at 62s. I just didn't put it out there. Not feeling it, but I do like the chart, success. Can that go higher and continue? AMD going lower here, NVIDIA going lower. So that looks great for me. My trade of the day now down to 275s, 80s on NVIDIA. We got a 278.28 looking really great on that trade, NVIDIA.
On GFAI, so when I talked about it, what's going on? So AI shares are trading lower after the company announced pricing of an 8 million underwriting public offering of ordinary shares. Check out Benzinga Pro 1 month free trial or 2 weeks free trial, but you can get a 1 month if you go to participate via Moomoo. Let's go ahead and back and share this tab here, but that's what's going on with GFAI. All right, come on, Netflix.
AI plays coming down today, at least. Those don't look that great. Success looks like it wants to continue here.
Yeah, the ticker AI itself is down as well. Short NVIDIA to 200, huh? That's what you want to do? You want to go down a whole 75?
There's that push in the success. It was a good trade outlook here. I'll show you guys the outlook here. It didn't look too bad. A little pullback to VWAP. Looking for that kind of 50s, 60s entries. I wanted 62s. And now right back towards the 77s. We'll look to see if this continues to go and see AMD go lower, NVIDIA go lower, and is Qualcomm going lower? I know they report earnings tonight. They're kind of down a little bit. What about Micron? Marvell going lower here. Micron could maybe go lower here. I know it has resistance right above it and has been rejecting as of late. So doesn't look too bad to see a turnaround in Micron today and for it to go lower. What about the drip? FAZ was a nice play yesterday. That pulled back significantly. So it looks like the kind of the regional banks getting a little bit of a bounce there. Regionals bouncing a little bit today. How's the KRE? KRE pushing up here towards kind of the 39.60 area. Definitely having regionals bounce back a little bit, helping the market. SPY is just kind of hanging in there today. Now starting to make a move towards the upside, towards the 412s. A lot of that probably the Apple push, right? I mean, that's still pretty significantly up from the open. Microsoft was down. That's actually leading to the downside there from the bigger boys. So just keeping an eye on that.
All right, we're still waiting to get filled on Netflix. We're about 50 cents away.
Go long or short?
Apple staying above VWAP. We're looking to go long on Netflix at about 320.43.
We'll see if success can continue to go and if NVIDIA can just continue to break down here. It's down there towards 274.72s. I'm killing it on this trade here, team. Got to take another little profit here. So just going to go ahead. Boom. Just took 274.85s. Not too bad there. Let's keep pushing here on NVIDIA. Really nice profits already. Have a tiny piece left now and just let it work. That's probably going to be it for me today, team. Just that NVIDIA trade alone. Nice little green trade. Nice trade. Was looking at it at the open. Nailed it. Probably not going to take a shot in the small account today just because I'm not feeling it the best.
You've got about 412.19s almost tested, which would be pre-market highs.
Thanks, Rando. NVIDIA still going down. Yeah, it was the one that I was watching. I think it was just too overbought. And then AMD coming down today, not giving the best report. Actually jumped out the open. A little bit of a kind of a bull trap there. Coming right through that 82 low. In the pre-market, you had like 82.70s. It blew through that. We'll see if it recovers, but definitely a downturn.
Short on the SPY. Just looking for a quick scalp. Might even close this. Just want to test the theory if the pre-market highs would be an area of resistance to come back down. Risking just about $40 to the upside. Netflix still did not get filled. Meeting a small resistance around 322s.
Qs look good here. If we could recover the VWAP, get through the 2970s. So I'm going to keep it on watch.
And you've also got the micro mini S&P 500 index futures testing the 4150s as well. There's a crack above by 0.5 point. Let's see how Uber's behaving off of this. We're no longer in Uber. We went ahead and took our gains and moved on. All right, stop that on that SPY short.
SPY wants to go higher. It did do a little push there. That's different. Tesla really strong today. Apple really strong. So those are the two kind of leading. Fox pulling back here to the VWAP really quickly. So for me on NVIDIA, I'm just going to leave the rest of it at break even here for me. If it comes back, it'll get me out 278.28. That's where I'd get out, but I'm just going to put it there and just let it work here. From that part on, I already taken enough profits in NVIDIA. We'll see what happens. SQQQ is making a down move. We'll look to see if it recovers here, but the market overall made a kind of up move there. We'll see what happens. How's oil on the day? XOM now trying to bounce off the VWAP. I feel like oil can go a little bit higher today, and then eventually we can get another decline, but we'll see what happens on the day. Success just holding at the VWAP. AMD just on the leak on the since the open. It did do a little bit of a bounce, but then started really coming down.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at what else is making moves in the markets, team. All right, team, I'm going to show you a little bit here from, of course, the Explore tab from Moomoo. You can see here what is making moves. Let's go, actually, instead of doing the stock heat map, let's go to the industry heat map so that we can see what industries are doing well and what isn't doing well today. What isn't doing well, it looks like semiconductors, oil, gas, and then you see here restaurants. So household also, of course, Clorox not having the best result there, but you guys can take a look here. Drug manufacturers up, of course, Lilly kind of helped that. Internet content and information up, biotechs, regional banks up. That's important to catch, right? If regional banks are going to continue going higher, I think this market can get a little bit of a bounce. But if the regionals start getting washed out, that's where you got to look for. The downside action continues. Bank of America, a little bit of an up move here out the gates. Goldman Sachs, a little bit of an up move here out the gates. But yet, it could still just flush right back down. So watch out for the banks. Nice little pullback there in FAZ if you're looking for a short outlook on the kind of financial area. That still looks good off that kind of double bounce there, but we'll see what happens with the overall market. Of course, if you guys want to check out Moomoo, I'll give you guys that QR code. Just scan the screen there, and you guys can definitely go ahead and trade like a pro. Get up to 15 free stocks today with Moomoo.
All right, you've got 4150. Let's see if that goes ahead and gets held. I'd be interested in. Let's see if we can.
GDC at a halt. Chat saying, I think it went right back into another halt. Man, what a quick move there. That's that coal player earlier that had a huge move, right? Well, it's starting to have a move again, but just be careful. The liquidity is very tight. I only saw 500 shares or 500,000 shares traded there, and it was really quickly. So, but another halt there for GDC, the coal play.
All right, I just wanted to get a quick little scalp on the 3 contracts. Just don't know what to expect, especially with the minutes coming up at 2. I'm kind of indecisive, so I might just kind of hang tight and see what's what. Netflix never really gave us the trade. We missed the entry by, what is that? 20 cents or so. I'm going to go ahead and cancel this puppy out now.
Yeah, GDC did do 10-minute halt. So just be careful. Or was that a 15-minute halt? That's weird.
Let's see here. What is...
Why did I have it halted for 19 minutes? That's a little weird for me, team.
19 is weird.
19 is weird, right? You're with me, Zunaid, right? Like that is too awkward.
19, unless it's like a...
I've seen 15. I've seen 10. I have yet to see 19.
Yeah.
GDC. I don't know what's going on there, team. Matt said it felt like 2 hours for me. I can tell. I mean, I would be waiting. I'd be like at 5 minutes. I'd be at 10 minutes, at 15 minutes, and it still doesn't move. That would have scared me too. S&P trying to get back there towards the highs. I feel like we could see a turnaround, but of course I could be right or wrong there. APM doing well. GDC, SNTG, top. AK8N is another one that's having a decent day there. This one's pulling back. It was above there towards the 250s, but made kind of more of that pre-market run and has been leaking since the open. Did we announce any data numbers? Missed it. Yeah, I can take a look at it to see how the PMI came in there. I'm sorry, team. I'm not as sharp as I normally am, but let me go ahead and bring up my Benzinga Pro. Let's take a look at that really quickly here. Of course, you guys can just look at the news and you can see here PMI came in there 53.4 versus 53.5 expected, 52.3 prior. So it shows that we got a little bit of an expansion, but still not what we want to see, right? Still, I mean, at least it's higher than the prior number, but wasn't higher than the expected number. So I think it's kind of more of an inline number with the overall economy there. But that's just pretty much it for that. All right, let me get Moomoo back up here. MEGL. We'll take a look at it. All right. Yeah, I got the weather bug, the travel bug. I mean, it's not too bad. It was worse last night. I had like a fever last night. Don't have too much of a fever today, but trying to battle through it, team. Like always, I'll always be here. It's just more along how much will I trade, right? Like, and today's the day that it's like I already did really well on NVIDIA. That's still working for me. Maybe not take too many trades today, right? But doesn't look too bad there. The one that you're looking at, Crow calling out an interesting one here. Let's go to the hourly. He said the hourly looked good and maybe like a MACD cross. Yeah, you can see that starting to get hot there. This doesn't look actually bad. I actually like the chart. Now the only question is, the Crow over here has me excited about this one now, and it's like, ooh, what am I going to do with this one? It did do a nice little pop yesterday, went to 282, now pulling back here towards the 250 areas, just went up to 270s. Doesn't look too bad, maybe off the kind of the 36 levels or the 40s levels here to risk off of the 2020 level. But to each his own, right? We'll see what happens on this one. This one, the Crow is taking a look at it. We'll see what happens there.
All right, let's see. I'm going to see if we can take a quick little short on the micro E-mini S&P 500. We are testing the pre-market highs, except in terms of support. We'll see if it holds. If not, maybe we get it right back to VWAP. So you can see my short here. Short 3 contracts at 49.25. Looking for a move back to VWAP, but if we go ahead and break above this previous 5-minute candle, I'll get out. Apple, ever since it broke the 170s, 170.50s, didn't really give you a retest at all.
SPY still pushing here. Q's pushing strong too, right? And so it could get stopped out on NVIDIA on the way back, but it's just hanging out at VWAP here around 277s. I'm at 278.28, so this gives me a little bit of ability to see if we get the VWAP rejection, and it comes right back down. GDC unhalted and halted again, immediately downside. Yeah, that's why I don't even like trading things like that. It's just too much risk. I should be fine, Beach Bum. I don't think it'll be that bad. I just think I had to stay in the airport for a couple extra hours because the way that I set up the flights, but I think that's where I got sick. It really wasn't on the cruise because I felt perfect until even when I first got back on Monday. It wasn't until yesterday that I started feeling a little bit off. So
Curious to see if this VWAP holds.
yeah, it's one of those days where we got a first move, but let's see what happens on the second move. Will we get continuation back to the upside? I know we leaked yesterday completely, and there's kind of like a little bit of resistance in this area. I mean, there was a little bit of a bunch up area on the 5 minute in this space, but it's not too much.
Put the Netflix order back out there, see if it gets filled. No current trade on the equity side of things. We do have a short on the future side, which is on its way to getting stopped out.
Hammer candy on the SQQQ there. That looks actually interesting for me there. I'm looking at it right now to maybe take a shot there. It's just hard right now. Take too many shots because I'm not feeling the best. But let's go ahead. Let's take a little bit here. I'm going to do this more of a day trade size here on SQQQs. Just grab some there at 56. This is not in the Moomoo account. Didn't want to take the shot in the small account today. And also with the SQQQs, they don't move that much. They move like maybe 30, 40 cents. So I'd have to like hold it towards 29 and give it room to run. That's not what I'm doing right now. I'm looking to see if we can hold this low right now. 29.44s, 29.46. So below 43s, I get out, but looking for the SQQs to come back up and the market overall to reverse.
Yeah, there's the move in Disney to the downside now, testing VWAP. We've also got our short trade currently in the money by about a point or so, 2 points now. But we're still looking for about 41, 45, 25 to go ahead and lock in gains. Let's see if we can go and get it.
Yeah, so this is also off the 1 hour chart there for the SQQQs. If we could recover 55s here, 29.60s, we're going to be looking pretty decent there on the chart. So we'll see what happens here. Hourly chart looking interesting here. Let's see if we can get the move back up through the hourly resistance and the trend line. So you can see this trend line here. We rejected right back down. Will we be able to catch that, come right back up through that line? Horizontal line, really you can see here, kind of trying to hold here. Let me just use different line there. Horizontal line, boom. So I just want to kind of see it hold, recover the 29.60s, get back up there to 29.80s. Oil exploration not dead. TDW report soon. We'll keep an eye on it. Oil has not been looking good, though. I mean, to each his own, Sydney. If you feel differently, well, that's okay, too. But I can tell you right now, I'm definitely looking for oil shorts. But today's not going to be the day because I feel like we can get a little bit of a bounce. But we're back into the 68 handle for WTI. And I've been talking about below 72s. I wanted to get back into the shorts. Yesterday and this morning, we cut through that like butter. We're right back down into the 68. So keeping an eye on XOM. Wanted to have a good day today, and then I'll be looking for a short, maybe at the end of the day even, but not right now. We'll see if XOM can get back up there. Let's go to the 5 minute here, see how this is going. There we go, back towards 29.62. So feeling really confident on this SQQQ trade. Doesn't seem too bad now as we recover the 62s. Really wanted to see it get towards the 29.80s, but there you go. We're going to see if the SPY can reverse here, start coming right back down. The Qs also going to look for a hard down action move there in the Qs. NVIDIA just got me out there on the stop out here team, but I'm telling you right now, I'm looking to get right back in NVIDIA. Got stopped out break even because I'm not going to just give up some of the gains, but around 279, 279.10, I don't mind getting short again on NVIDIA. Just needed to get back up there through the 279 spot.
We're about a point away from getting filled on profits on our short for the micro E-minis. Come on, just fill us. Let's see what's going on with Netflix. Still hasn't given us a chance to get filled. Kind of annoyed, but you've got VWAP right there, and you've also got was resistance that we've popped above, which is why I like that trade. But so far, it just hasn't helped us out.
I'll look for one more pop to then get right back into NVIDIA. Let's see if I can get this pop above towards the 279 and then wick it right back down. SQQQ is doing well for me now towards 29.65's original entry, 29.56. Going to look for that to get back towards 29.80's. 30's will be the first profit take on the SQQQs, and then look for that to keep going higher.
I'm going to move my stop loss to just about break even if it looks like it's about to get stopped. Because at this point, if it's not going to go ahead and get me on the way to VWAP, it is what it is.
That IMGN, you guys heard me talk about it earlier, Crow. I was liking the 1050 area because it just went to 1020s. You'd have to risk off of that 1020s, but there you go, right back towards 12 as you're seeing that one get a nice little lift there. Not bad there, IMGN. And we were just talking about that one recently. It went towards that 20s, right back up there towards 1230s, 1240s. Big push there into biotech.
Yeah, Walter, you're right. I should have just flattened it. That's on me. Let's see.
Lord Faloona is on his way to the D. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, he's on his way to Detroit.
Detroit. All right, we'll see what happens here. Keeping an eye on NVIDIA. It is trying to make that little move up higher here. Going to watch to see if it can make another little push here. It did push a little bit close to that 279, but hasn't reached there yet. It's battling prior support to try to make it a resistance, but it could go a little bit higher, and then I'd look for the flush.
Let's see, PayPal.
SPY overall coming down a little bit here. I'm going to look for a nice little leak now. There's NVIDIA. There's the Qs starting to look a little bit weak here. All right, starter on NVIDIA. Oh, no fill there. Blew right through my bid, man. That's a little frustrating. I'll look for a little pullback fill here. Let you know if I get filled, guys. It blew right through mine. Put the order out there, but nothing got filled. I was expecting to get the fill, but you know how it is sometimes. You expect too much and you don't get it. There we go. Got a little bit of NVIDIA there. Just came back up through the 60s, so took a little bit there. 278.47s. Let's see if this starts rejecting and coming right back down.
SPY holding VWAP. All right. I'm out break even on the MES short.
Watch
We're
for
up
these
about
Qs.
4 points. We wanted 5.
So just got a little bit of that NVIDIA there. You know, watch the Qs to see if they come down. 278.47s there. You can definitely tell how kind of this is starting to act as resistance here around the 278.70 levels. Let's see it get back down below the VWAP. There's the Qs getting a little bit heavier. That's what I'm focusing on too, right? And you guys know I got the SQQQs. That's looking well for me. This is starting to come down now, 319.98s. I want to see a big bar come towards 319.50s here on the Qs, at least from my trades, right? And then that will go ahead and help me get NVIDIA SQQQ profits SQQQ now making a little bit of a move here, so that looks good there. As we start to push toward the 270s, we're going to look for the 280s to get a little bit hotter into the 30s. Right before that, I'll take some profits. Q's looking like we're coming down 319.80s, but can we really crack? We haven't gotten that big bar expansion. That's what I'm looking for.
All right, finally did go ahead and get filled on Netflix at 320.30s. See if VWAP goes ahead and holds. Oh, come on. Wait, why would it not? That's weird.
Looking good here. Q's down to 319.70s. Want to see it keep coming on the breakdown. Want to see that breakdown happen here. It'd be nice to see that breakdown happen right before Apple's earnings, and then Apple can, maybe bring it up again. But there's 278s now showing up for NVIDIA, looking good here. If we could just crack down below VWAP, I think we'll be looking good. AMD is one to watch, right? Because it's below VWAP, hasn't made its way back to VWAP. If that could just keep going lower and keep leaking, I think NVIDIA will keep following it.
Had we kept our short on in MES, we would have met our targets, but that's just the way life goes. As it did go down all the way to VWAP, would have filled us, but that's okay. It happens.
Look to see if AMD goes lower here. IMGN painting smiles. Yeah, that was a good one. That had phase 3 data. So it wasn't just a random catalyst, right? So look at all this bottoming action on the 5-minute for AMD. Around 82. Looking to see if that's going to get taken out. Q's still trying to battle a little bit here. Put an indecision candle in on the 5-minute or on the 1-minute. Let me look at the 5. 5 still has 4 straight bars red. Big part right here is prior resistance now acting as support, of course, is around the 319.70 levels. That's why I'm looking for the move to 319 to show me that it wants to continue leaking. Yesterday's low around the 317.88s. That's where eventually I could see it going to if we do get this leak. But of course, like always, you guys choose your own investment advice, your own levels. And definitely, if you guys want to go ahead and click that link, I'll throw it up in the chat here. If you guys want to check out and get your own Moomoo account, why not? Check it out, team. All right, like always, you can get more information by clicking that link and find out more. All right, looking around to see what's going to happen here. If we're going to get this crack of 319.70s, it seems like it's just battling right there, but I'm looking for the big move to the downside.
Netflix at the moment is almost, it's halfway to our limit. Currently bouncing from VWAP, but we need about another 50 cents or so.
Want to see the SQQQs hold VWAP pullbacks now. And so we just broke above the trend line. We got back above VWAP. Now we need to see it hold the throwback look. So the throwback look is so important to me. It pretty much means that the FOMO comes in, a lot of buyers step up, and then you see that continuation. So that's what I'm looking for right now on the SQQQs. I'll show you guys that right now. We'll see if this actually does make a move like this. And, you know, we got to keep watch. All right, so you can see how this is starting to make its move right back up. 5-minute. We can do the 1-minute so we can see it a little bit clearer here. Let's go to the 1. So you can see how you kind of broke through this trend line. Now you're getting this move up. Want to see if it can hold that and then kind of make that next level down there. So, of course, this is kind of the throwback look towards the VWAP, and then we're going to look to see if this can keep going and keep running. So trend line break and then continuation.
Talking about Amazon. So Amazon, you can see that it went ahead and tested yesterday's high of about 103s, 80s, 104s, right around here, went all the way up. Now you're below VWAP. So you're trying to get right back above. I wouldn't go long on this just yet. I'd wait to see if it can clear VWAP and hold above or not. on that. And then, of course, you've got 106 acting as resistance there as well. If you were trying to go long, I would have a stop loss below 104.73s. If you're trying to go long right here, you don't want to wait for the close. Going back to our Netflix. Okay, come on. Thank you. There we go. Netflix VWAP trade went ahead and worked out there. So we went and got into this trade on Netflix because we had not just VWAP there, but also yesterday's resistance areas. And it finally did go ahead and hold the support. We got a nice little move up and a pop, and we're in the money there. This trade, I'm not in this trade, but just drawing a low trend line. And you can see that's exactly where we're bouncing from. Now we'll see if we can go ahead and clear it to the upside and test the 4150s once again or not.
Q struggling at VWAP here. Just going to watch to see if they're going to make a move to 320.50s or come right back down. So I'm still in my trades here. Did set a stop there for NVIDIA just in case it makes a move above way too high. 279.40s, somewhere in there. I'll get out. Of course, I've made a really nice gain here. Don't mind giving up some of the gains in NVIDIA, so I'm taking a little bit of a shot. We'll see what happens. It's all really about the Qs, and does AMD start working its way back? It's right at VWAP right now. We'll look to see if VWAP rejects or pushes higher. For any reason I start seeing the big rip in the Qs, well, there's the cutout there for NVIDIA. So that means that you're seeing the Qs a little bit higher here, and you are. There's 320.30s. We'll see if it gets through the 320.50s. Gave up some of those gains, and the SQQQ is about to get me back into the kind of the red. So I'm keeping an eye on that. Might just cut out of that trade.
Yeah, we are in the horizontal hour. We'll probably cut today short a little bit just because everything's going to be chopped up.
Yeah, about 10:30 we'll be out of here, team. We got about 12 minutes left. Anything below 54s is going to get me out on the SQQQs. See if this is a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap. We'll find out. Any way to enter EL now? Well, it already got slaughtered. I mean, if you're looking for shorts, what are you looking for? That's what depends. What are you thinking about EL, Michael? How do you guys think Powell is raising rates or pausing? Well, at least the FOMC Fed tool says that they're raising 25 basis points, 86% chance of that. I don't think they'll pause because, like Dennis said this morning, that would cause so much fear that this market would just tank. So I don't think they're going to pause. So we'll find out.
Continue raising them.
Tesla was strong today. That it was. Right back up there. So really just looking to see if AMD rejects VWAP and comes right back to the lows. That's one of the stocks that if it does reverse back into the green, I definitely keep an eye out. You're looking at EL long for part recovery. Well, I mean, the only problem with that is look at the other stocks that are related to it, right? Even like an Ulta Beauty, not doing the best today, got hit in the pre-market. It is bouncing back here, but it's all dependent on how you feel about recession and kind of these higher end personal products. If you feel that the higher end personal products can hang around, well, EL doesn't seem too bad. And happy Fed Day to you too, Will.
Happy Fed Day.
Happy Fed Day. It's pumping Powell. It's dumping Powell. It's everything, but just not what we want it to be, Powell. We'll see if the big bad wolf turns us around today.
You got the SPY looking to go up against VWAP, trying to get over it.
Yeah, it's battling there. Same thing with the Qs. Very similar charts right now. All right, let's see if the SQQQs can go higher here now. It's holding. It's trying to get back above VWAP, and that's what the battle is right now with the Qs. So we'll see what happens there with those companies. Overall, consumer cyclical leading on the day here. financial services leading. And that shows me more and more that, yeah, I mean, the banking concern at least is taking a pause today, but we'll see what happens. Can that push the market higher? Seems like it's helping it right now. We'll keep an eye out. Stopped out there in my SQQQs. Maybe could have been a little bit more lenient with it, but not going to push here today, team. That's pretty much break even. It's like a penny or two off. So not too bad, at least still in the green from that NVIDIA trade earlier on in the day. But of course, not too big green, just a little bit green after giving up some of it right back to NVIDIA. But that's how it goes sometimes, team. We're going to keep battling, getting out of that trade there, the SQQQs, and it could still kind of make its way. It's going to be all dependent on the Qs. If the Qs come right back below VWAP, or does it continue higher? That's what I'll keep on watch. Qs don't look too bad there. We'll see if it can make a move or not. And then, of course, look out for earnings plays. Look out for the FOMC later today. 2:30 is the fireworks, right? That's when the conference will start. We'll have it here on Benzinga. So smash the like, team, and don't go anywhere.
All right, looks like the trend line did go ahead and hold on the MES.
That's a pushing, man. That was a good one. I think it could clear up maybe back there towards the gap. We'll see if it does make a move towards that gap. XPEV, can't tell you what to do like always. But it does look like it's trying to bottom out here. It's just been quiet. The only thing is that I haven't really seen the lift for kind of EVs out there. As of late, we've seen a little bit of a pullback, but I saw Ford coming back a little bit today after they reported their earnings. Let me take a little peek at how Ford is looking right now. Yeah, it is coming back a little bit on the day, right? You guys can see that here with Ford. Ford not looking too bad there. Let me get to the chart there. Boom. You see it up there. It got towards 1209, trying to hold into this 1190 area. I don't feel the most confident about auto manufacturers this year, though. Lucid going crazy. Oh, there you see it. Nice little squeezy action coming in Lucid. Up there to 764. I'm not going to come after this, but not a bad little spike there. It's up about 3%, so it's nothing major yet. But I wouldn't say it's going crazy, Samuel, but it's not looking too bad. Jay, I heard you killed that APM. Shout out to you, man. Way to kill it. Lucid News, no SEC. Let's see. What news did we get there from the good old Lucid? Let's take a look. Lucid overall earnings in 5 days. Investigation. Oh, that's always great. SEC investigation. On April 27th, SEC staff informed the company that they have concluded the investigation and that they do not intend to recommend any enforcement action by the SEC against the company. So boom, nice little push there off of that headline, and you're seeing it push a little bit higher here. We'll see if it can continue making moves. All right, team, that's going to probably do it for us here today. Guys, you guys smash the like always. Check out what we'll get into. Any last comments from you, Zunaid?
Nope, just keep an eye on the SPY. I'm just in a little bit of a short, but honestly, I expect to get chopped around and screw this, so I'm not taking anything too crazy. But whatever you got, errands to run, make sure you finish them by 1:45 so we can go ahead and enjoy the fireworks and possibly find some trades. And again, as Mitch said, we will be streaming that here live on Benzinga as well. It's always a pleasure. We'll see you next time.
All right, team, that's going to be it for us. I'll keep watching the Qs to see if they go lower. You guys can check me out a little bit later today. Of course, start swing trade. I'll be giving option mic on today. I'll see you guys a little bit later, 3 p.m. Eastern. Let's do it.
See you, Bill.
You don't trade that junk, Jay? I was about to say, I didn't expect you to trade APM, but the way that you said it, I was like, man, is this guy Jay just that good? He said like he killed it on the up and shorted it. I was like, man, is Jay just that good? All right, guys, smash a like. Zunaid's leaving. I'm leaving. We'll see you guys a little bit later, guys. Smash a like, and like always, you guys can check out Moomoo. I'll throw up the link one last time, and I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget, we got a lot more for you guys right here, live trading, and of course, Benzinga overall. See you next time, team.